government teams deployed across Central Business District.
Operation, I would rate it as fruitful so far because we have achieved, or we are starting to achieve, the intended objective of clearing the streets of vendors, of ensuring trade order, of protecting our legitimate business persons, of protecting the public who were being fleeced.
And from overseas, Trump gives Iran 15-day ultimatum, but things will happen if nuclear talks fail.
Brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977. Among them we have Ateso, Luo, Runyankole Ruchiga, Runyoro Toro, and many other Ugandan languages. Contact us on 0756 174 168 for more information.
Now, starting off, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has urged political actors to rise above party affiliations and embrace principle-driven politics, emphasizing that national progress depends on shared programs and common ideology rather than partisan identity. He made these remarks while addressing leaders and elders from the Lango sub-region affiliated with the Uganda People's Congress and Forum for Democratic Change at State House Entebbe. We have the report.
The president made the remarks while meeting a group of leaders and elders affiliated to the Uganda People's Congress UPC and the Forum for Democratic Change FDC from across 10 districts of Lango sub-region. President Museveni said political cooperation should be anchored on ideas and national interests, describing the engagement as a step toward real politics.
I now thank everybody here for finally beginning to do real politics. We are going back to 1952 when Musaza had created UNC. Because that time they were fighting for the farmers' union, for coffee prices, for ginnery, those ginneries you are talking about like in Odoko meat and so on. It was those people who were fighting for them because they were fighting for right to gin cotton. Musazi, people like Yokosofati Ngul, Abdallah Nyuru, we are fighting for the meaty.
Yes. He underscored the importance of national unity in economic growth and urged leaders to focus on solving people's real challenges.
That's why Obote came as UNC. So we are now going back to meaty rather than who you are. So if that is once we get this, then this NRM, what, it's not the issue, because I left DP because it was not dealing with the meaty. It was dealing with who you are. Megwa, hours. Which hours is that? Identity. So I'm glad we have met. That's why it was good that we are all together.
On their part, the leaders pledged to work collectively with a ruling national resistance movement for the social and the economic transformation of their region and country.
We have not come here to create another power center, but we have come out with all these elders to ensure that Lango need to join on to move with other part of Uganda in the name of peace, unity and development. That is all our goals. The people have realized the importance of working for and with government. Your Excellency, this is an issue that we realize we cannot work without support from government. So we have to work with and for government. And I want to repeat that we are ready to ensure that those who are not for development, we are not going to deal with them as Lango.
See, many of us who used to fight you very strongly, and I will confess that I'm one of those who did that faithfully, in support of Dr. Besigye, we never really wanted to have any relationship with people in the caliber of General Katunji, or even with NRM leaders, and I'm happy that today we are seated here. They know what I'm talking about.
The NRM Vice Chairperson for Northern Region, Honorable Hamson Abua, welcomed the group's decision, saying it aligns with the President's long-standing message on unity and supporting what is right for national development.
Your Excellency, you have always emphasized about three things: unity for the people of Uganda, and that we should support the right thing and oppose the wrong things, and the NRM revolutionary method of work emphasized by my brother Chris Ongom. We want to thank this team. I want to call them the Amuka Boys for fighting alongside with the UPDF in ensuring that in the entire northern region under NRM constituted by Lango, Acholi and West Nile.
John Baptista Humza, Church of Uganda, Family TV News at 8.
Now still in Uganda, Ugandan Reconciliation Group has welcomed Mawokota South MP Yusuf Sibambi's defection from the Forum for Democratic Change to the ruling National Resistance Movement, hailing it as a step towards national unity. Led by former Kawempe North MP Latif Sebagala, the coalition says the move underscores a commitment to dialogue and cooperation across political divides in the wake of the January 2026 elections. The development follows ongoing discussions between opposition leaders and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at State House in Entebbe on national stability and reconciliation.
A coalition of Ugandan citizens advocating for national reconciliation has welcomed Mawokota South MP Yusuf Sibambi's decision to move from the Forum for Democratic Change, the ruling National Resistance Movement, NRM.
Now I'm here to tell the entire public that we have a duty and a responsibility to work harmoniously in a manner which is peaceful. We need tranquility for the...
Led by former Kawempe North MP Latif Sebagala, the group says the defection marks a new chapter in promoting unity and dialogue across political divides.
Tumwagaliza birungi byerere mu nteekateeka gy'atandiseeko ate nga tusuubira nti oba olyawo yalowooza nti egenda kutuyambako nnyo mu nteekateeka y'okwongera okwogeraganya wamu n'okwongera okuteekawo embeera ey'okuwuliziganya n'ebibiina ebyenjawulo n'abantu ab'enjawulo.
Sibambi crossing to NRM, we have said we bless him, we give him blessings and pray for him to achieve whatever he wished and he wishes. But in the spirit of dialogue, we still call him upon to always champion dialogue wherever he is.
Addressing journalists today in Kampala, Sebagala described Sibambi's transition from the FDC to the NRM as a strategic step towards advancing a shared national agenda.
You must know that this is a voluntary arrangement altogether, and we are here to address the press about that. And definitely, without Honorable Sibambi, the leadership is on. We shall call you some few days to come to even give you more information about the extended kind of arrangement.
Ate nga tukakasa bulungi nnyo tajja kusigala nga atambula naffe mu mulamwa guno omunene gw'amanyi ogw'okubeera nti tuteekawo okuwuliziganya, okusonyiwagana n'okubeera nti tuteekawo embeera ereeta emirembe mu ggwanga lyonna erya Uganda.
Sebagala emphasized that although political affiliations may change, the core mission of dialogue, reconciliation and national progress remains unchanged.
That we are going to have many people on board, but right now we are here, we have presented we have presented a statement for the time being, coordinating this program together with my colleagues. So definitely we shall have many people who are willing to come on board, and at an opportune time we shall let you know when we have fully consulted and have and put in place various structures as we say in our statement. So we are in charge, and dialogue for peace and reconciliation is on the right track. We shall move on and we shall continue to advocate for peace and reconciliation.
The reconciliation group insists that Uganda's political future lies in cooperation rather than confrontation.
We invite the public not to downplay, to underscore the idea of dialogue and reconciliation by zeroing on only Honorable Sibambi's defection from the opposition to the ruling party. The struggle for dialogue is a worthy one to give time, to accord time and respect.
Sebagara noted that following the earlier meeting with the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, there has been increased engagement at both national and international levels on issues of governance and reconciliation. He revealed that the group expects to meet President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni again to follow up on previous agreed assignments and discussions.
Tujja kugenda maaso n'okwogera naye ku nsonga ezinyuga bannayuganda, ku nsonga eziri mu abaana abali mu makomera, ku nsonga ezirimu okusoomozebwa okw'enjawulo okuli mu ggwanga lino mu mitendera egy'enjawulo nga mulimu n'ebyo ebigwa mu kkowe ebyokulonda. Era tukakasa bulungi nnyo tugenda kuddawo okusinkana pulezidenti w'eggwanga mu bbanga eritali yeewala okwongera okumuwa update oba okwongera okumutegeeza wawe tutuuse ku byonna bye twakkaanyaako naye ate era tutandika okubeera nga bannayuganda tubabuulira butya bwe tugenda okwongera okugaziya kubanga bannayuganda bangi baagala okulaba nti puroguramu eno bagyenyigiramu.
Political analysts say that such engagements could shape the country's post-election environment and potentially reduce political tensions.
Whether he has joined the NRM or any other person would join the NRM, it does not water away the need for dialogue. We invite the general public and all of you to task our leaders, including us in the opposition and them in the ruling party, to still continue speaking about dialogue. We want to invite Honorable Sibambi, where you went, please do not keep quiet. Keep shouting, keep talking about dialogue. There are many issues that will never be resolved in Parliament by raising point of procedure, order, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker. I've been to Parliament, I've been seeing this done. They have not solved challenges of our children who are in prisons, challenges of our people who are unemployed.
This development comes in the wake of a high-level meeting between opposition leaders and President at State House Entebbe.
Now, the government has officially launched the restoration of trade order operation in Kampala, targeting street vendors operating in the Central Business District. The exercise, spearheaded by the Kampala City Authority, seeks to clear walkways and roads, restore order and improve the city's appearance, with enforcement teams deployed across major streets.
Yesterday, Minister Chofa Togabye announced the start of restoration of the trade order in Kampala, warning that vendors must vacate unauthorized spaces by 8 p.m. or face arrest and confiscation of goods by enforcement teams backed up by Uganda Police.
I'm here to announce the commencement of restoration of trade order in Kampala.
Kapere Amiri. Ekiragiro kiba kize. Nza najja wano nja kufa naye.
As the 8 p.m. decline set by Misa Kabanda and the Kampala City Authority approaches, most areas previously occupied by city vendors were largely clear. Operations to restore trade order in Kampala began early this morning with enforcement teams deployed across major streets in the Central Business District. According to the Kampala City Authority, the operation aims to clear vendors from walkways and roads, protect formal businesses, and enhance the city's appearance. Speaking at the KCC headquarters, spokesperson Daniel Niwawine described the first day as largely successful.
This operation, I would rate it as fruitful so far because we have achieved, or we are starting to achieve, the intended objective of clearing the streets of vendors, of ensuring trade order, of protecting our legitimate business persons, of protecting the public who were being fleeced by unscrupulous people on the streets, and ensuring that the aesthetics of the city are those that we can all be proud of.
Niwawine says the authority will now focus on cleaning affected areas, repairing damaged roads and walkways, and restoring encroached green spaces. Despite initial fears of clashes, KCCA reports that enforcement process has remained largely peaceful.
Better by cleaning those areas that have had challenges where people have been settled, better by patching up the roads where they have been working, better by repaving the walkways which have been spoiled, better by regreening the green spaces that had been spoiled, and better by having order in those areas where it was not.
Concerns persist among street vendors over relocation, especially regarding the affordability of market spaces. KCCA has clarified that government-managed markets do not charge allocation fees.
All the 17 KCCA markets, there is no fee payable.
Regarding proposals to reveal Sunday markets or introduce early morning and evening markets, KCCA says restoring order remains a top priority. On the duration of the enforcement, KCCA says it's a continuous mandate that will remain in place as long as the authority is operational.
A Sunday market or an early morning market or an evening market may not cure the current challenge. The current challenge is order. After we have achieved that order, then we can come up with modalities of how to implement the Sunday market.
Amanya gange mpitibwa Patricia ndi Mutembeyi. Ebyo ebifo bye batugambye mpuno tugende mu butale. Naye kankubulira obwo obutale yes gye buli. Emidala batugamba gya bwerere, emidala gya sente. Ate kisooka fa abantu abamu ebintu ebimu bye tukola tebikolebwa kweje emidala. Tegera kashifa be batutwala mu butale. Aha ogende paka eri simanyo eri nakawo badde otunda bintu bya mitwalo 5 biwedde osobola okwepakira okomewo mu kikuubo osuubulo oba okolerera ki.
Zinarika Jack. Naye tubaye tusaba Mr. Kabanda atuyamba atusaasire. Atukiriza okukola kawungeezi kuba kati abaana bange tamu bagenda gifiira. Mitwalo 5 funa omudaala. Naye kati olina kapito wa mitwalo 2. Obadde weeya lunaku olumu bigaana olumu n'ofuna. Ogyewo emitwalo 5 batuukeyo balabe. Bo batwale batugambe nti nkwadde omudaala guugwo. Naye abakulembeze abaliyo bagamulete ssente. Naye ne ssente zabaga nti tuziyina kuba
amanya nze Mukisa Rashid kandi musajja Mutembeyi da kati mbadde wano ku kizimbe kya Totali kati omusuubuzi akoze kyamaanyi nnyo okugobesa Omutembeyi ko nze ne musajja mulema amazima gali nti sina mudaala wonna mu katale k'abalema ate n'akatale k'abalema mu Uganda tekaliimu.
The restoration of the trade order operation is set to continue in phases across the city as the authorities aim for a cleaner and more organized Kampala.
Now, the police in Kitwe are holding 5 suspects in connection with a series of motorcycle robberies across the Kampala Metropolitan Police area. SP Retro Kawala, the spokesperson for the Kampala Metropolitan Police, stated that the suspects are currently in custody as investigations continue and preparations for court proceedings are underway.
According to Superintendent of Police Rachel Kawala, the Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson, the arrests follow a case of theft of a motorcycle registration number EUGE 242Y Bajaj Boxer reported by one Mukasa Kenneth on 16th February 2026. The arrested suspects include Ndaula Bernard alias Twine, Sekatawa Sulaiman, Nakana Joseph, Kabugo Habat, and Kalatunje Joseph.
Police in Katwe are holding 5 suspects allegedly behind motorcycle robberies in Kampala metropolitan area. On the 16th of this month, we received a report of theft of a motorcycle from Awan Mukasa Kenneth. We started investigations. Findings indicate that Mukasa allegedly gave Awan Ndaula motorcycle to ride. Unfortunately, when he returned, he informed Mukasa that the motorcycle had been robbed.
Preliminary findings indicate that Mukasa had entrusted the motorcycle to Ndaula Bernard to ride, but later reported it stolen. Police subsequently arrested Ndaula Bernard, who confessed to stealing the motorcycle along with his accomplices.
Investigations and such efforts commenced. We arrested Ndaula Bernard and confessed to have stolen the motorcycle together with his accomplices. Through our intelligence-led operations, we managed to arrest the other 4 suspects. We also managed to recover one suspected stolen motorcycle and also one suspected new motorcycle engine with the chassis number that had been removed.
Further findings indicate that the suspects targeted victims by posing as border riders, directing them into park and isolated spots where they would rob them of their motorcycles. Kawala also indicated how investigations also reveal that the suspects are habitual offenders with records of having been in and out of prison for similar offences.
Findings indicate that the suspects allegedly pretend to be passengers, hire motorcycle riders, and then direct them to dark spots and rob them of their motorcycles. The 5 suspects will be appearing in court anytime after investigations.
The suspects are currently in custody as the investigations continue and preparations for court proceedings are underway. John Baptist Ahumza, Church of Uganda, from the TV News at 8.
So sad to see the robberies. But on a happy note, one of the reasons I like working here at Church of Uganda Family TV is we get to give you very, very inspirational talks from very influential people. Today we have the Archbishop's Moment. So let's take a look at it.
Archbishop's Moment. Sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
St. John's Wakiso Secondary School, where faith meets education.
It is not yet done until it is done. There is the hope amidst the hopelessness. Even in your spiritual life, even in your job, some people think, now, I'm good, no promotion. You never know. I like football, and that's why I support Arsenal. The reason this younger man called Saka Bukayo, even when you are remaining with 5 minutes or 3, he can score. He can score. So let me tell you, God is a God. Even at the last minute, He's still working. Even when everybody says, that one is gone, scrap. God can promote you. God can do a miracle. God can work in your marriage. God can restore your marriage. God, even when you say, this one will never get married. She's beyond the age. Wapi.
Archbishop's Moment. Sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
St. John's Wakiso Secondary School, where faith meets education.
Well, personally, it's lovely to know that the Archbishop supports Arsenal. So maybe God can do a miracle and Arsenal wins the Premier League, maybe. But this is not what we're here for. Let's take a break and we'll be back with more news. This is Church of Uganda Family TV and my name is Amal Kansime. Welcome back. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. For just joining us, my name is Amal Kanseme and I bring you the news at 8. Now, today we turn our focus to the power and purpose of fasting in the Christian life. The mission director of Lya Yesu Mission in the province of the Church of Uganda, Reverend Simon Peter Dembe Lya Yesu, says that true fasting is not a human idea. It is led by the Holy Spirit. According to Reverend Dembe Lya Yesu, fasting is a spiritual discipline that must be guided by the Holy Spirit. He emphasizes that when believers fast under God's direction, they experience deeper transformation, renewed strength, and a closer relationship with Jesus Christ.
Presenting yourself as a living sacrifice is not only about food. Some people may actually eat their food, but choose to spend the 40 days and 40 nights sleeping on a mat, denying yourself comfort. Some people do it that way, and others spend the whole 40 days and 40 nights only taking water. So it is led by the Spirit. The catching word there is as led by the Spirit. What is the Lord saying to you in these 40 days and 40 nights? To some people, it is denying yourself sleep. So I will not sleep for all those days. I'll just doze off, but I won't really cover myself and sleep. It depends. So I am asking you, child of God, to present your life as a living sacrifice. That is the core. Present your life 40 days and 40 nights. As a church, we're going to be at Makerere Prayer Mountain. We have invited members from different dioceses to come and be part of it. And today, so far, we have 30 that have entered appearance. Some are from Namirembe, some are from Soroti Diocese, some are from North Chigezi Diocese. And we know I have received calls from Busoga Diocese. I've received calls from Kasese. People are traveling to come and spend the 40 days and 40 nights at the mountain. As a church, we are going to be there 40 days and 40 nights. And of course, we shall conclude with the Jesus March with your branches as you find the nearest town and city around you to pray. We shall do prayer walks as a church and pray. God bless you. May His face shine upon you. And I pray that you will present your life, your body, as a living sacrifice. I remain the Reverend Canon Simon Peter Dembe Lya Yesu, Director, Mission and Outreach, Church of Uganda.
What a great message. Now, the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni, has expressed concern over the rising cases of mental illness among students, attributing the trend to irregular or improper reporting hours to class. She made these remarks during the closure of the 2026 senior placement exercise at the Umas Showgrounds, where she was represented by the Minister of State for Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang. We have the report.
The 2026 Senior 5 placement exercise has officially concluded at Umas Showgrounds, Lugogo, with over 120,000 students expected to enroll in 866 Upalate government-aided and non-Upalate government-aided secondary schools. Additionally, 164,280 students are expected to enroll in 1,369 private secondary schools, bringing the total number of students enrolling in Senior 5 in 2026 to 224,620.
Online platforms and included the official document files. This guidelines was emphasized during the opening ceremony, which was officiated by the permanent secretary. So I want to go through them once again. During this placement exercise, Honorable Minister, the one for S5 three members which were presented. One was by National Capital Development Center on the area of curriculum.
Canon Dr. Kedris Triagenda, the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Education and Sports, expressed concern over head teachers who prevent students from filling job forms, warning that this deprives them opportunities to be admitted on government merit.
There are targets for teachers, targets for deputies, and targets for you, the head teachers. Now, under the head teacher targets, they are in 4 subsections. The first subsection is the overall duty of the head teacher. The second area of targets is the overall management outputs of a head teacher. The third one is the administrative targets of a head teacher. And the fourth one is the...
Addressing on behalf of the Minister of Education and Sports, Peter Ogwang, the State Minister of Sports, echoed the government's commitment to promoting inclusive education across all levels.
Education is a fundamental human right and is indispensable for the sustainable development. Our commitment is to ensure provision of inclusive and quality education for all Ugandans at all levels. At secondary education level, we are focused on ensuring that all enrolled girls and boys complete the cycle and acquire the relevant competences and skills for further education in the world of work.
The minister commended the head teachers' efforts and assured them of their salary announcements.
We are committed as the NRM government to ensure that what we promise you is what we fulfill. And as of now, some of you are aware, some of your colleagues striked, arts teachers. We went into engagement and we are committed to ensuring what we agree will be implemented with the effect of next financial year. So I want to pledge to you, as government, we stand with our word. Also want to thank you for giving us another mandate.
He, however, cautioned the school heads over unfair times. The students' report for class, which he says has contributed to mental issues in schools.
But now, 4 a.m., how can this kid begin to be concentrating in study? Friends, your word from the permanent secretary, science, research. I'm talking to you. You are the heads of these institutions. And in particular, those in this area where we are. Ash, this is now back to you. By 8 a.m., those children will be sleeping, whether you want it or not. I even don't know what you're going to be telling yourself that you're teaching them. So as a parent, I'm also concerned, and I urge you and ask you that please, let's give these children ample time to rest their brains.
Tulina aba UPOLIT oba mu government aided secondary schools, abayizi proposed intake oba abasunsuddwa okutwalibwa mu mwaka 2026 bali emitwalo 10,136. Non-UPOLIT government aided secondary schools bali omutwalo 1,898. Omugatte emitwalo 12 mu abayizi mu 304.
John Baptista Humza, Church of Uganda, Family TV News at 8.
In one piece.
Now, over 530 residents of Nsambya Estate are facing eviction after Kampala Archdiocese ordered them to vacate their homes by April 1st, 2026. The directive has sparked distress among the residents, many of whom have lived on land since 1971 under long-term leases. In response, Samayanja intervened to suspend the eviction, citing legal concerns, and directed authorities to prevent any forceful removals while the matter is reviewed.
Members of the Nsambya Estate House Owners Association say that in 1972 they paid the Kampala Archdiocese and were granted a 49-year lease. However, after the lease expired, the church reportedly refused to renew their tenancy. According to Paul Obioma, chairperson of the Nsambya Estate House Owners Association, they requested a lease renewal, but the church declined.
Well, it was this was for low income.
low-income people, not for high-rise people. And yabadde sooka phase 1. Phase 2 yabadde genda kula tukakabaragala. Na phase 3 nenu ekiseera. Ante mina abako bayindi abazungu bagenda bena byagenda Nairobi. Wawula bonaka Buruburu 1, Buruburu 2, Buruburu 3 yabagenda kubera wano.
Some residents, including Margaret Mwesigwa, claim that the Kampala Archdiocese is treating them unfairly and is now forcefully pushing them off the land.
Wetubadde wetuzalidde abaana tubakuliza tubatwalidde mu masomero. That time of course twalina emirimu nga tukola mu gavumenti n'emirimu emirala ne business naye ka tuli retired. Kakati tuli retired era obuzibu bwakuba nti batuweereza ekibaluwa ekya eviction notice nti tulina okuvaawo tugende ate nga batuwadde ebbanga ttono nnyo emyezi ng'ebiri esatu tube nti tumaze okufuluma ekifo kino.
The 530 affected residents live in 107 houses. Out of these, the Kampala Archdiocese reportedly renewed leases for only 4 houses for 99 years, a move strongly opposed by other residents, as explained by Alan Nagaba and others.
Bwe twatuuka around 2017 ne basirika ate lease zaffe nga ziggwawo 2021 kati kuva bwe zaggwawo ku 2021 ne basirikira ddala ne tugezaako ku approachinga tutandike conversation ne basirika kati mu December last year mwaka guwedde ne tugwa ku bbaluwa gye bali nga bawandiikira RCC nti baagalako kumumiitinga ku eviction yaffe kati ne twekolamu omukolo ne tutandika okukipasuwinga.
During a meeting held in Zambia, Estate officials from the Kampala Archdiocese did not attend. However, Makinge RCC Mark Byajigana informed the minister that the church had been notified but appeared to have deliberately skipped the meeting. The minister first sought clarification how the Kampala Archdiocese originally acquired the land before issuing directives. In his directives, Minister Sam Mayanja suspended the eviction and instructed the RDC to intervene if any resident is forcefully removed from the land.
Eyo notice gye babadde bataddewo nti nga lumu bano abaveewo nfu era ngisazizaamu nga nkozesa executive directive eya president constitution ekiriya president bw'alagira minisita okukola ekintu kibanga president yakikoze n'olwekyo directive eyo nze ngiwadde naye ya president eyo notice ate erina amateeka force of law under constitution 98:1, 99:1, 2 and 3 directive ya president n'olwekyo eyo esaziddwamu nfu. No legal consequence.
The minister further informed the residents that their matter has been forwarded to General Henry Isoke, the head of the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, and both parties will be summoned for discussions regarding the lease agreement.
General Isoke agenda kubayita kubanga kati is mandated to negotiate until a fully negotiated agreement ng'etuukiddwako tewali kijja kukwatibwa ku bantu bano. Era olw'ekyo ndagidde ngasiza buyiza buli bwenina ndagidde RCC ono nga ye representative wa president mu kifo kino okubawa obukuumi obwetaagisa babeerewo mu ddembe nga bannayuganda balala bonna.
The residents say they have lived in the land since 1971 and urge that under the construction, the Kampala Archdiocese is obligated to renew their lands up to 99 years. They insist that the planned eviction is unlawful.
Family Hour, empowering families one episode at a time. Together, we build strong, healthy, and thriving families with our daily dose of inspiration and expert insights on topics that matter, like education and career growth.
God did not give the white people or the black people less talents. No. By the time God said, go and take control, that means God, our Father, the Creator, had put all the abilities in us.
Family health.
No one should one day tell you that, hey, since you have diabetes, you should not take Caro. That's a lie. There's what we call portion control.
Leadership and governance.
There are people who take on the political aspect and try to water down important, significant decisions we leaders take for the good of this country.
Not forgetting parenting.
Now you're raising kids or children who are in a totally different time. You get it. Those days your mother would just give you an eye and you know this is a problem.
Hey, there are visitors.
There are visitors
and
around.
Mom gives you this eye, you know?
Yes.
Catch more of this every Monday to Friday at 9 p.m.
Welcome back from the break. You're just joining us. This is Church of Uganda Family TV and this is the news at 8 and my name is Malcolm Sime. Now in international news, President Donald Trump warned Iran that it has 10 to 15 days to reach a meaningful agreement over its nuclear program or face really bad things, setting a firm deadline for talks that have stalled amid mounting regional tensions and a U.S. military buildup in the Middle East. Tehran has said it would respond decisively to any military aggression, while indirect nuclear negotiations continue with limited progress.
American President Donald Trump has said that Iran must make a meaningful deal in negotiations with Washington in the next 10 to 15 days, or else bad things will happen. Trump's latest threat comes as the U.S. has deployed more warships, fighter jets, and other military hardware in the region. His warning comes days after the U.S. and Iran held a second round of Omani-mediated talks, with the U.S. seeking to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. The American president warned that Washington may have to take it a step further without any agreement.
Today on Iran, bad things will happen if Iran doesn't make
really
a
bad
deal.
things.
What will that?
I'm not going to talk to you about that.
What is the goal if there is a U.S. military
Well, we're
strike?
going to make a deal, or we're going to get a deal one way or the other.
But with a military strike, is it to wipe out their nuclear
I'm not
program?
going to talk to you about that, but we're either going to get a deal, or it's going to be unfortunate for them.
And you said today's 10 days. Have you given them a deadline firm to make a deal?
I would think that would be enough time, 10, 15 days, pretty much maximum.
Trump's comments came after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu issued his own warning to Tehran. Netanyahu said that Israel will retaliate forcefully against Iran if it launches an attack on Israel.
If the Ayatollahs make a mistake and attack us, they will receive a response they cannot even imagine.
On the other hand, a new report has now suggested that the UK is blocking the Trump administration from using its military air bases for a possible attack on Iran. A report by The Times said that US was drawing up a report to use the Royal Air Force Base Fairford in England, which is home to America's fleet of heavy bombers in Europe. According to the report, UK officials were reportedly worried that giving America the permission to use Royal Air Force bases for a military attack could breach international law. As the US continues to bolster its military presence in West Asia, Iran has conducted naval drills along with Russia in the Persian Gulf. During one such exercise, an Iranian fighter jet crashed, killing one of the two pilots on board. According to Iranian state broadcaster IRIB, the Air Force plane crashed during a late-night training sortie in the country's western Hamadan province. Amid the amassing of American arsenal in the region, Turkey's Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan has now said that he hopes that both sides reach for a genuine negotiation without the need for a military operation or war. In fact, Fidan added that despite encouraging diplomatic signals, the discussions were delicate and at a critical threshold. Meanwhile, Iran has told the UN chief Antonio Guterres that in the event of military aggression by US, Tehran will consider bases, facilities and assets of the hostile force in the region as legitimate targets. In a letter to the UN Secretary General, Iran's permanent mission said that Trump's rhetoric towards Iran signaled a risk of military aggression. It also read that Iran was not seeking a war. Meanwhile, in another related development, the European Union has officially designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization. President of European Parliament Roberta Metsola announced that the action will freeze the IRGC-related funds in Europe.
Well, thank you so much. Now that has been the news for today. But before I let you go, let's take a look at the headlines.
Headlines brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977. Among them we have Ateso, Luo, Runyankole Ruchiga, Runyoro Toro, and many other Ugandan languages. Contact us on 0756 174 168 for more information.
In our Friday edition, President Museveni meets UPC and FDC leaders in Lango calls for principle-based politics.
I now thank everybody here for finally beginning to do real politics. We are going back to 1952 when Musaz had created UNC.
Also, KCCA launches major crackdown on street vendors. Enforcement teams deployed across Central Business District.
Operation, I would rate it as fruitful so far because we have achieved, or we are starting to achieve, the intended objective of clearing the streets of vendors, of ensuring trade order, of protecting our legitimate business persons, of protecting the public who were being fleeced.
And from overseas, Trump gives Iran 15-day ultimatum, but things will happen if nuclear talks fail.
Brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977. Among them we have Ateso, Luo, Runyankole Ruchiga, Runyoro Toro, and many other Ugandan languages. Contact us on 0756 174 168 for more information.
Now, before I let you go, first of all, thank you for staying with us and watching the news with us. I have to give my biggest shout out of the day that goes to Barbara Musime, Twinkle, Nobo, Lala, and Olivia. Thank you so much for watching with us from the beginning. This has been Church of Uganda Family TV News at 8, and I am Amal Kansime.